F1 breaking news. Hamilton just revealed, "I'm done. It's time to retire." Is Hamilton going to retire? Why does he just say, "I'm done. It's time to retire"? What's the truth behind it? Well, let us find out together. Hello friends, and welcome back to Formula One News. Today, we are back here again with exciting news. It is in the news that Hamilton is talking retirement, or at least he has stated this. Why? What could be the reason behind it? Well, we're going to analyze everything about it right now. So make sure you stick with our video and watch it till the end to know everything all about it. After the controversial conclusion of the 2021 competition, seven-time world champion Lewis Hamilton faced a lot of things this year. There were a lot of concerns raised about whether or not Lewis Hamilton would continue racing, but both Toto, Wolff, and Hamilton assuaged the fans' concerns by reassuring them that they would come back with a target on the backs of their competitors. It is common knowledge at this point that the 2022 season has gotten off to a rocky start for Mercedes, and the pun is intended. Hamilton is currently in 6th place behind Ferrari's Carlos Sainz and just 2 points ahead of Lando Norris, who is quickly closing the gap after fighting at the front for the past 8 years. On the other side of the garage, the team had anticipated that he would be in a different position than the one he is currently in. Will Lewis Hamilton's decision-making be influenced by the fact that George Russell is driving the car better than he is, although Hamilton's the team leader? If this continues for the rest of the season, the 103-time race winner might think about taking a break from racing or even giving up the sport altogether. Lewis Hamilton made the following statement. "Pretty much like every other Friday for us, we tried a lot of new stuff, including an experimental floor on my side of the room, but it was unsuccessful. Me and George Russell went with many different setups in the P2 just to see if one way works and one way doesn't work. Nothing that we normally do to this car seems to work, so we're trying different setups. I won't comment on how it made him feel until I hear back from him, but for me, it was a complete and utter failure." He continued by saying, "It seems as though the car is getting worse and that it is becoming increasingly unhappy the more that we do to it. I have no idea, but we'll keep working on it because things are how they are. I believe that this will be the car for the year, so we will just have to tough it out and put a lot of effort into developing a more capable vehicle for the following year." Lewis Hamilton offered an explanation that the track seemed to be very different to him due to the difficulties he experienced while driving at the Canadian Grand Prix that was held in Montreal. Although Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton share the title of the most successful driver at the Canadian Grand Prix, Hamilton was the one who explained. The Brit made the observation, "It's not the Montreal that I know, it's not the Montreal that I'm accustomed to, and it's not the Montreal that I've encountered in my career. Because this is the most unpleasant experience I've ever had in a vehicle around these parts. I expect that we'll be able to make some alterations by the time dawn rolls around tomorrow. The automobile is, however, fundamentally the same as it has always been. It has not undergone any significant changes in this regard. It is going to be a hard fight to come out on top," he remarked. After that, he went on to discuss in more detail the difficulties he has had with porpoising by stating, "The fight to stop it from breaking through the wall is an uphill struggle the whole time it's happening. You're just trying to catch a car that jumps, hops, grips, and you're just trying to catch. It's challenging, and because of that, it keeps you on the edge of your seat the whole time. And I'm happy to say that we had several significant victories today. We attempted to solve the issue by racing the automobile, but it did not have any impact on the situation." Fans of Lewis Hamilton will be keeping their fingers crossed that Mercedes F1 will be able to find a solution to the issue as fast as possible so that their favorite driver can rejoin the title fight, which is now being led by Max Verstappen, the reigning champion. At this time, Max Verstappen is in the lead by 21 points over his teammate Sergio Perez and by 34 points over Charles Leclerc, who is in 3rd position. Lewis Carl Davidson was his name. The British racing driver Lewis Hamilton is presently competing for Mercedes in Formula One. Hamilton is a member of the Mercedes team. January 7th, 1985 is Hamilton's date of birth, and he now holds the title of MBE. Lewis Hamilton's the current holder of a variety of records in Formula One. Michael Schumacher and Lewis Hamilton each have a record-tying 7 World Drivers' Championship titles to their names. Hertfordshire is the location of Stevenage, Hamilton's birthplace and childhood home, where he spent his whole life. It was in 1998 that he became a member of the McLaren Young Drivers Program. As a consequence of this, Lewis Hamilton, who was a driver for McLaren from 2007 to 2012, became the first, and as far as we are aware, only black driver to race in the Formula One Racing Championship. Lewis Hamilton's first season saw him finish second overall, 1 point behind Kimi Räikkönen, and break several records in the process. However, he did not win the championship. The season after that, he dramatically won his first title, becoming the youngest driver in Formula One World Championship history in the process. This achievement occurred in the next season. It was the penultimate race of the season, and on the final lap, he made a crucial move that put him in the position to win the race and take the lead. Lewis Hamilton signed a deal with Mercedes in 2013 after having spent the previous 6 years competing for McLaren. Lewis Hamilton entered a particularly lucrative phase with the implementation of new regulations in 2014 that necessitated the use of turbo hybrid engines. These rules signaled the beginning of a new era for the sport. Throughout this period, Hamilton has amassed a total of 6 more Drivers' Championships. In 2014 and 2015, while he was involved in a fierce rivalry with his teammate Nico Rosberg, he won consecutive championships, bringing his total number of titles 1 to 2 in a row. Following Rosberg's departure from the team, Sebastian Vettel of Ferrari emerged as Hamilton's most formidable opponent in a pair of arduous title battles. In the course of these fights, Hamilton recovered point deficits at the halfway point of the season on 2 separate occasions, enabling him to win consecutive championships in 2017 and 2018. In 2019 and 2020, he won his 3rd and 4th consecutive titles, which matched him with Michael Schumacher for the record of most Drivers' Championships won with 7. In part because of his high-profile lifestyle, environmental and social activism, and exploits in music and fashion, Lewis Hamilton is credited with helping to further the global following of Formula One by appealing to a wider audience outside of the sport. One of the reasons why Hamilton has been awarded credit for this achievement is because of this particular factor. In addition to this, he has made a name for himself as a prominent proponent of activism in the struggle against racism and the advancement of more diversity in racing. In the issue of Time, published in the year 2020, Lewis Hamilton was recognized as one of the 100 most significant people on the globe. In the New Year's Honors List, published in the year 2021, he was also recognized as a recipient of a knighthood. Hey, that's all for this video. Make sure you let us know in the comment box. What do you guys think about all this information? Will Lewis Hamilton retire soon or not? Hey, I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please like it and share it with your friends. And also, if you want to watch more videos like this, please make sure you subscribe to our channel where we upload videos like this all the time. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.